Simplicity is hard to build, easy to use, and hard to charge for. Complexity is easy to build, hard to use, and easy to charge for. Chris Sacca. My friends, the reason we work so hard here each and every day, keeping these charts simple, explaining to you on a daily basis what we see and why, and encouraging you to use these simple charts, learn how to track the market, not looking for some type of magic lamp to rub on where money's going to pop out, but encouraging you to do the only thing that works, and that is proving to yourself by practice trading that you can do this. Very, very important. Now, let's jump into these charts, see what we see as these markets move forward. The S&P 500 up just a little bit for the day, 0.20%. We see a green candle forming. Again, these are Heiken Ashi candlesticks. These are not your typical candlesticks. You don't know what those are about. I'm going to put the Heiken Ashi training at the end of today's program, just so those of you who've not taken it, and there's 200,000 or so that have, just for those of you who haven't taken it, so you can learn what it is all about. We see the divergence still underway. Price percent oscillator on the S&P 500 still negative. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. After a sideways slide over the last 2 weeks, we see things popping up some on Monday, but again, no movement to speak of at all in the price percent oscillator, and that derivative oscillator still heading down. 2-day chart, again, getting closer to crossing over, going up potentially. What do we see on the 2-day? First day of this latest 2-day candle is moving up a little bit, 0.20%, 0.2%. We do see, again, the price percent oscillator still negative, derivative oscillators positive, that price percent oscillator's heading up. Perhaps it's crossing soon. What do we see on the half day? We have seen it taking off, heading up all the way back on the morning of Monday, the 21st of June. And again, it's continued to climb. And we can see the price percent oscillator heading up. Derivative oscillators losing some momentum now. It actually looks like it peaked back on Friday afternoon, but it's lost a little bit on Monday. But again, just waiting to see how much higher this market's going to climb, and if there's ever going to be enough energy to cross that price percent oscillator over. Now, let's take a look at the Qs, because it's different, isn't it? We had a weekly vertical crossover almost at the end of this last week. Did not quite happen. Looks like we might have one this week, up 1.20%. The NASDAQ 100 was. Derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum. Price percent oscillator heading up. Look at this 2-day. We can see where the 2-day crossed over back on the 7th of June, continues to move up. And we look at that is the derivative oscillator and the price percent oscillator. We look at the half-day chart. It crossed over going up. Back on the afternoon of Tuesday, the 22nd of June, went up for 2 days, sideways for a day and a half, and then for the last day, heading up again. Derivative oscillator gaining a little momentum, price percent oscillator heading up. So that's where we are on the Qs. May have that weekly vertical crossover by the end of this week. What's going on with bonds? Well, we remember bonds crossing over going up back at the end of April, and then slid sideways and down, sideways for a week, down 2 weeks, and then slowly started that inexorable march up. Price percent oscillator still positive, derivative oscillator positive. So far, we're going into the second week of not hitting the high we hit during the week ending the 18th of June. However, things are moving up. The trend line on that weekly chart, that's good to see. What do we see on the half-day chart? The 2-day chart. We can look back and see where things peaked on Monday, the 21st of June, and then slid sideways. And again, things are trying to move up. This latest 2-day candle is trying to capture, after 2 days of red spinning tops, maybe some up move. Price percent oscillator still positive. Derivative oscillator positive, but still losing momentum. Half-day chart, it is negative. Price percent oscillator is about flat. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. We can see up movement in the morning and the afternoon, so we'll see if bonds are going to regain that momentum they had back on Friday the 18th. We'll see. Actually, also on the 17th when we hit those most recent highs. That's where we are on bonds. Still positive there. What about gold? Gold, a little less than flat, down 0.01%, 0.1%. Gold was down going into the third week where we see red candles, and looks like as we start the week that we might have a weekly vertical crossover by the end of this week going down on gold. Price percent oscillator negative, derivative oscillator negative. Look at the 2-day. We can see where we had two big crashing 2-day candles. That was on Wednesday the 16th, Thursday the 17th of June. And then, let's make sure we got that right. Then would there have been the 18th, Friday the 18th, and Monday the 21st of June. And then what we have had happening since then is really sort of maybe trying to bottom out on gold somewhere around the 166 mark or so. Perhaps it could just be digesting those gains and getting ready to drop off again. So we'll keep our eye on what gold is up to. This is just first day of the latest 2-day candle. Look where things are sitting right there on the 200 period moving average line. So that's interesting. Been there for a while. Look at the half-day chart. We can see where it is trying, as far as the price percent oscillator, to head up. Derivative oscillator about flat for a while. And we have a red spinning top at the end of the day. So we'll keep an eye on gold, see where it is heading off to. A bright spot, and again for Bitcoin this isn't much, but Bitcoin up for the day 4.40%. Now we look at this weekly chart, you can see we've not hit the low of last week, which is the most recent low in Bitcoin over many, many months. Price percent oscillator still heading down. Derivative oscillator negative, losing downward momentum. Red candle for the first day of this 5-day candle. We see, as far as the 2-day chart goes, we have a slowdown in the down movement. It's not a green open box, but a solid green down candle. Price percent oscillator still negative. Derivative oscillator positive. Again, we still have that weight of down movement. We did see crossing over, going up on the half-day chart on Monday. That's, of course, good to see, but with all that downward pressure on the weekly and the 2-day, still got a lot of headwinds for Bitcoin. If you care about Bitcoin, want to learn how to chart it, practice trade it with us. We're here every day talking about it. Thanks so much for being with us. Thank you for the new Patreon members. Thank you for the book purchasers. We're here every day for you. Don't charge you a penny, and we sure appreciate your support. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.